6.3 says Tino wins a jackpot of 1.6 million. He invests all of his winnings in a fund that earns an interest of 11.2% per annum compounded monthly. He withdraws 20,000 from the fund at the end of each month. His first withdrawal is exactly 1 month after his initial investment. How many withdrawals of 20,000 will Tino be able to make from this fund? So let's read that again. He withdraws 20,000 from the fund at the end of each month. His first withdrawal is exactly 1 month after his initial investment. How many withdrawals of 20,000 will he be able to make from this fund? So this is a present value problem. The present value formula is P is equal to X bracket 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of minus n all over I. Then what we are trying to solve for here is n. So it's in our best interest to try and make n the subject to the formula, despite how difficult it may seem. It is for the better, since we don't like working with numbers before we necessarily have to. So multiplying both sides by I, we get pi. Rather, let me write x1 minus 1 plus I to the power of minus n is equal to p multiplied by I. Then we can divide both sides by x to get 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of minus n is equal to p times I over x. Then what we can do is take the 1 to the other side, and we are left with 1 plus I minus n is equal to p times I over x minus 1, like that. Then at this point we can write it as a logarithmic function. So we can, first of all, at this point you are now able to substitute your values in, or again you could first of all try to make sure that your values try to rewrite it just as the logarithmic function. So first thing we're gonna do is multiply everything by a negative value. So divide by -1. So that will give us 1 plus I to the power of minus n is equal to 1 minus p multiplied by I over x. Then let's substitute our values. Let's also shift it. So at this point we know that I will be 1 plus I will be 0.112 over 12, because the interest, as we are told from the question, is 11.2. So you can write 11.2 over 12,000, or you can write 0.112 over 12. It all adds up to the same thing. Then we say this is raised to the power of minus n. This is equal to 1 minus, the principal amount is 1.6 million. So 1.6, that's 2 more zeros, multiplied by 0.112 over 12, all over the monthly withdrawals, which would be 20,000. Then at this point, you are now welcome to use your logarithmic functions. So using logs, at this point, we can rewrite it as minus n is equal to the log of the base, which is 1 plus 0.112 over 12. Feel free to put all of this into a calculator first before substituting it in. So if you were to do that, you would get a value of 56 over, no, rather 19 over 75. So that would be the value put over here, 19 over 75. and then we say that n or minus n will be equal to, if you take the log of this, you get a value of minus 147,80. That means you would be able to make 147 withdrawals of 20,000. So N will be, rather Tino would be able to make 127 or 147 rather withdrawals.